Hello there, this is Treptalk. I remain Modella. Today, as always, we're here to distill another beautiful experience from professional celebrities, business leaders, change agents, change makers from different sectors. And that is why I have another delectable, vibrant, can't remember to call her vibrant, and beautiful Mrs. Adeshola Helen Onadipe. She is a trained accountant and a serial entrepreneur from Lagos State, Nigeria. And she acquired an ordinary national diploma in accounting while working at the same time as a secretary to a law firm in Western House, Broad Street, Lagos. Beautiful. She's an entrepreneur, she's a serialpreneur, she's the convener of an innovative business platform and magazine for ladies doing businesses. Awesome, beautiful. Okay, before we go on again, let me quickly read that she's also the founder of Business Innovation Academy, where she took business training to the extreme to develop business guidance and intending business owners to a self-made business career. Mrs. Adeshola is also the MD Sholskoncept Event Management. She's an excellent event manager, planner that ensures her job is done perfectly well with full eyes for details and deliver quality service with great value for money. Beautiful again. Awesome to let you know she's also the MD Luxuryflats apartments in VI Lagos, where the company deals with real estate and short-let apartment businesses. Beautiful, awesome. You can see I'm so lucky to have her today on the show. Okay, before we go on, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get to meet Mrs. Adeshola. Don't touch the dial, we're back. Hi ma, how are you today, ma?
I'm very fine. Nice meeting you at last. It's been out some nice one.
It's finally good to meet you at last. I mean, you need to know where I'm coming from. But don't worry, after the ocean, I'll tell you
My
guys.
Pleasure. It's my pleasure.
It's finally good to meet Mrs. Adeshola.
Thank you so
She's
much.
Beautiful, as you already see. I'm not
I'm
being
shy.
hyped out. We need to distill a wonderful experience from you today.
Thank you.
Now, tell us what inspired you to find all these many startups. I read a couple of whatever, and you still have more. So let's get to understand what inspired you to just give us let's say a little background.
Yeah, because where I come from, I'm from Ogun State, and from Ijebu precisely, and then where I come from, we've been taught right from childhood on how to start doing one or two things and make money and do things. Like, we were trained to work, not to be lazy. So there, by and large, working in the banking sector for like 8 to 9 years, and then after a while, I was like, okay, it's like I'm feeling I'm getting wasted here, so I need to do something that I know I'm capable of. So that was when I started doing the event business, which is Sholskoncept Event Management Business. And then why did I go to event? Because we love parties from my place. Ijebu people, they know how to do rock parties. So, well, that's not the main thing, but the idea is that it's the best thing that I have passion for, that I can actually do within a twinkle of an eye. I don't need to think about it. All I just need to do is just to gather my resources and just start it up, and which is what I did. And starting that was tremendous, was fantastic. I mean, I love it. It's my passion. So I was just having fun while working. Okay.
Wonderful. I like that. Okay.
So that was the first one. So along the line, when I started doing event business, and I got to start discovering so many things that people were like, oh Shola, how do you do it? How are you making it with your business? Like, how much did you have to start? How do you get this done? What are the things you've done so far and all that? I was like, okay. So I started getting all those questions from my ex-bankers, from my ex-colleagues and all that. And I was like, hey, it's like, this is actually a problem. And that means I'm doing well. And not only that I'm doing it, that means there is a need in that area, that so many people are actually working, not because they're actually working because they love what they're doing, it's because they just don't have the option. So that means it's something for me to, to key into that option and help them to find a solution to how they can balance themselves. And that was how I came about Business Innovation Academy. And there we've been training people on the to know how, where, what, when to start your business. What kind of business, what kind of products, who are your target customers, how much do they need that, what are you passionate about it, what prices, when do you need to start it, or is it a seasonal thing, you know. So that was how we came about Business Innovation Academy, and I started that, and it's been tremendous as well, because we've trained a lot of people from, you know, having discovered their passion, training them on the passion, turning their passion into profit making, and there and then. So along the line as well, while doing those businesses, I was like, I started seeing a lot of people, young female people, doing lots of fantastic, wonderful things, and nobody knows them. We don't know them. Nobody have ever seen them. So I was like, okay, who is showcasing all those people? Who is bringing all those people out? And I was like, okay, can we have ladies in business? So I was like, okay, how can we harness those people by showcasing and featuring them? And I was like, okay, is there any magazine called Ladies in Business magazine? And I started making a research about it, and I couldn't find any. I Googled it, none anywhere in the world, I'm telling you.
Wow.
But there are lots of stuff for women and all that. We're forgetting that before we eventually become, you know, that woman, that maid, you know, we were once young, a female, growing up, a lady. So there is a different need for these two people. So, and that was why I said, okay, I'm going to focus on this upcoming. Of course, based on my personal experience as well, that I was working so hard and I was doing so much. And it's like you're not really trying and you're not doing so much. But hey, just because people don't know you. And that was how I came about Ladies in Business magazine. And this is actually our first edition.
Really?
Yeah, this is the first edition that we had last year. She is a friend, she's a banker, she's a caterer, and she has left the banking job anyway. Doing very well too. So that's actually part of what I'm talking about. You know, a lot of people are just out there and the world can actually see them and say, yes, this is Shola, and yes, this is Modela.
I like that. So
You're welcome.
What a wonderful history.
Yes.
Wonderful startup story. I love that, man. Now, Ma, in your profile, it reads that you are intelligent. Well, you know what I mean now. You're intelligent, hardworking, and principled lady who is the voice of the young female entrepreneur movement in Nigeria currently. Now, what, in your opinion, are the information that we are missing on female entrepreneurs?
You see, it's a lot. Huge one, the huge gap. It's just that in Africa or in Nigeria setting, they don't always like the young ones to grow. It's a terrible situation that I actually looked into, and they were like, okay, you know what, we have to look into the young ones, devise means, bring out innovations, strategies, plannings that can help them to grow business-wise. And to my own focus is majorly for the female one, because there's an adage that says you train a woman, you train a nation. All right, so when you train a lady, it's going to transcend to the entire global community, from my society, from my community, from my family. It goes on and on and on to the largest thing, to the whole world. So if I'm able to train a young female lady, she's going to train her sister and every, you know, body surrounding her, and that's a nation there. And at the end of the day, it goes like that, like that, like that. So that's my mission, and that is what I've been looking into. Like, we have to do this, we have to invest this, we have to work on this. It has to work. Yes.
Beautiful, wow. Lovely. Okay, talking about the Ladies in Business magazine.
Yes.
On the part of the way you ventured into was last year.
Yes.
And you really distinguished the magazine vision and mission, which is to be seen, to be heard, and to inspire female entrepreneurs globally. Now, why is female entrepreneurship important? I know you mentioned that you really wanted female, but I feel we should really bring that out.
Yes, you know, it is very important, because it's okay. The other day, I just came back home and I saw my daughter. She's 17, my first girl, and she was making her hair from, you know, with a lady. And I was like, oh, who is this? This is not our usual hairdresser. And she was like, yeah, I saw her online. I said, oh, online? So I sat with them. I was like, okay, tell me, what do you do? Like, are you an, you know, you're an hairdresser or what? And she said, no, I'm a student. I was like, okay, student of which school? She said, uni, like that. I'm reading law. And I was like, wow, okay, so how are you doing this? What are you doing this for? And she was like, I'm doing this to help myself, you know, academically to pay my school fees and do some other things. And that's got me down like, hey, I have a lot to do. This is actually part of what I'm talking about. If we can actually empower all these ladies, of course, she's just doing that just on her own passion to do, what she could do to get some money to help herself. But hey, we can actually train them more to be more professional.
Lovely. Yes.
So if we can actually do that, we can actually take them off the streets. You don't have to until you have, sex or go into prostitution. Yeah. So all this and so many is what that really got into me as a mother of 3 girls, and for the sake of other young female ones out there, that we need to stand for them.
Beautiful. Well
yes.
done, sir. Okay, before we go on a break, I need to ask you a question.
Okay.
You are an epitome of daring and disruptive female entrepreneurs. I cannot disregard that.
Yeah.
You're daring and disruptive female entrepreneur. Do you think female entrepreneurs, which I call fempreneurs, are a tool for economic development in Africa?
101%, yes.
Please expand.
Yes, because we are in the best position for any organization, for the government, for any society to actually look into and deposit great resources into for us to develop. So at the end of the day, we're going to help the economy. We're going to help the country at large. That is how I see it. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. When we come back, we still have to ask her more about this women entrepreneurs. I know you two really are excited about it because I'm really getting excited too. We'll be back, then touch down. This is still Treptalk. Welcome back. If you're just joining us or you've not missed a lot, I am just simply with the daring and disruptive female entrepreneur, Mrs. Adeshola Helen Onadipe, and she's been talking so much on entrepreneurs making. So if you're a female entrepreneur, sit down, let's get talking. Ma'am, okay, now I read in your profile that you're ready to take ladies in business to the next level.
Yeah.
Without looking back. Strategic, I would say.
Yeah.
What are the areas or sectors where female development programs can be strengthened? And let's read into your plans and objectives for these female entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the areas.
I've been preaching the globalization business kind of a thing, that you have to take your local business global. It doesn't matter whether you're making some little bits, you're making some shoes and bags and fabrics, fashion, makeup, or anything you're doing, anything you find yourself, prepare yourself for great investors, prepare yourself for collaborations internationally. You see, and that is what I've been doing basically right now in the UAE. I have a lot of business partners. There are not 2, 3, 4, 5 that I've partnered with.
Wow.
Yes, basically to help us where our own economy is not okay. Nice. Because we need to grow. We get to get moving on and on. So international, collaboration is what I've been, making up with Ladies in Business members and the platform right now by making them accessible to the international business world, especially in the UAE, in Dubai, precisely, that they can actually have a replication of whatever they're doing here over there. You see, African business is always sellable anywhere, anytime in the whole world. We are fantastic. We're doing excellently well. Life's great. So if it's the little fabric that I do, they get fascinated by that. Oh my God, this is it. Did you make this? And this is what we just do. You just wake up and just do it free. So, and they will pay a lot for that.
This is so exciting. You need to understand the butterflies in my tummy right now. Thank you so much, man. I need to say congratulations again, because you've done so well for female entrepreneurs out there. I mean, Dubai that I know of is known basically for men doing businesses for men, and for the entire community in Dubai and all that. But to really be reassuring that you have actually brought this idea for female entrepreneurs to showcase themselves?
Yes, you see, because now in the UAE and Arab, countries, yeah, they've now, given their women the opportunity to come out to do some certain things by themselves.
It's not like that before.
Yes, there's no restraint of, now they can drive, they can hold their business, they can do so many other things. And now is the time for us to key into that opportunity so that we can meet other international business women doing so many things. Wonderful. We can do international business trade together. What you need in your country, I can bring it down to Nigeria. What you're lacking in your country, I can bring it down to you. So like to have foreign international exchange within each other, and we will all have a win-win situation.
Well done. Okay, again, now let's talk about some attempts to bring out the entrepreneurial capability of the women. There are some substantial challenges and that inhibit their capabilities to perform, to exhibit their life.
Yeah.
Can you please let's talk about that?
Yeah, you see, there are lots of challenges, starting from what to do, how to do it, when to start it, where, who. All those questions are a lot of question marks ringing in their brain. Yet they have this inner mindset to do something. They have the urge, they have the capability, but all these questions, they can actually put them in place. Some don't have resources, some have resources. Some don't know how to channel their product, some don't even have a product. Some have a lot of fashions for different things, but they don't know how to put them together to make a fantastic framework of what they should vent their business into. So all those things and so many, and some are just like, okay, I need to do it because others are doing it, not being able to find their own passion, and they are lost in the midst of maybe everybody's like hey, and the next thing is just they're just looking for the end result of who achieved most, who made it best, who is the best. No, it's not about who is the best. It's not all about that. So all these problems are what so many young female entrepreneurs are going through, and thereby getting so misled to the wrong way and getting things not done for them properly the way they wish they could do them.
I think I get you. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, now again we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we will ask Mrs. Adeshola our own challenges, because someone who has gone through all the stages should have one or two things to say about the failures and setbacks and of course challenges. Stay tuned, we'll be back. We're still with Mrs. Adeshola Helen Onadipe, and she's a serial entrepreneur, the chief executive and publisher of Ladiesinbusiness magazine. I hope you people are able to take me and grab one to you. Okay, ma, so now let's talk about some setbacks, some failures you've encountered, some failures that made you cry.
Oh,
like,
God.
I want to give up, and this economy, I'm going back to the same baby. Maybe call your husband, baby, let's go.
Oh my
Children,
God.
let's go, and all that. How were you able to handle and overcome them?
The very first ones was very, very pathetic, and that taught me a lot about time. That time is money, and that is why, though I'm not the kind of person that doesn't keep to time, but that incident actually proved to me that, hey babe, you want to get this done, you have to calculate your time very well, 101%. Now I got a job to deliver a cake. That was during the time I started my event business. Of course, I just started another, it was roller coaster, no issue, but hey, bam, this issue came. That was when they wanted to open a bank branch. I'm not going to mention the name. Yeah, so it was on the island here, and I was given this huge cake job to deliver for them for the opening of the branch. It was a huge cake, like about, I don't know, very heavy one. Yeah, and the quota was like about 200k then. And I got the cake, put it in the taxi. Of course, I don't have a car then. I put it in the taxi, and I was on Thormilan Bridge and the car broke down and I was with the cake, and they kept calling me, where are you, where is the cake, I'm coming, and then they kept calling me, And eventually I got to the venue, and the lady came to tell me, well, I'm sorry, the cake time has passed. I'm not taking this cake from you. Kindly refund me back my money and I'll send you my account number. I said, please, I mean, people are still here. Let me cut it and let them eat. She said no. And at that time, I was so depressed. I felt like crying. Of course, I cried eventually when I was going back home, because I eventually gave the cake to the securities. And they had a good birthday. No. She was a very wicked woman to me. But today, I'm going to thank her if I have to see her again. Because since that day, yes, time is money. When you miss it, you miss it. You don't, when they say 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock. When it's 10, 12, 1, you keep to that exact time. You don't waste time. Okay, the other one, it was a cake incident also. It was on color description. And she was like, it's not a sky blue, it's a light blue. Okay, yeah, but you see, all those things, it look like as if they are difficult. They are not difficult. You, as an entrepreneur, you have to really get the nitty-gritty part of everything you're doing, paying attention into details. And that is actually what has built me up to this moment, that have made me to know that hey, A is A. It's not B. It can never be B. They have different shades. You understand? So
different ways.
Exactly. You get me right. So, and she was like, no, this is sky blue, not light blue. I was like, hey, blue is blue. What do you? No. So while we're having that argument, of course she gets, irritated, and she wasn't liking it, and she bashed the cake in my present.
Oh my.
And she hasn't paid. She bashed the cake. Like, what are you talking about? Pa! At that point, I just kept quiet. I was just like, okay. And she went away. But it's okay. It's okay. It's a lesson to learn. We should always pick experience. For all experiences of any bad situation, pick from it, learn from it. And all those things, like I said, have actually built me. So when I'm taking the next order from any customer, what time, what color, royal blue, sky blue, mint blue, we have all these colors, all the shades. You have to get it appropriately done. Yeah, it's not it. So there is no go come about it. If your client wants A, give it to them. If they want C, give it to them.
So this is still Treptalk. We'll be back after this short break. Until then, please sit tight. We're back. Welcome back. This is still Treptalk, and I'm still with Mrs. Adeshola Onadipe. Now I need to ask you, so the it's not an entrepreneurial magazine, it's a ladies and business magazine.
Yes.
But I believe it's for entrepreneurs.
Of course.
Okay, so what exactly is the content all about?
Yeah, you see, because we're actually dealing with everything that has to do with the lady, with every woman, and it contains everything that can actually disrupt, it can actually affect a woman, to do to do our business. We talked about marriage for those that are married. We talked about singles. We talked about physical health. We talked about your health and living well. We talked about fashion. We talked about the legal part of your business. We talk about the finance part of your business. We also talk about the mentoring aspect, where you can get mentored from our mentors that we have already on the platform. And then we also have advert for ladies to do advert, and it's a very, very minimal cost.
Thank you. Now I need to understand your own definition of success. I need to know if success means about having money, having properties, and all that. So let's get to understand your own definition of success.
Yeah, you see, it's just a pity that this generation these days find success to be Ferrari cars, Lamborghini, and all that. Yeah, but it's not. It's beyond that. Success is not about how much huge money you have in your account. It's about how much more you can impart into people, or how much solution or to any problem that you can bring about in your society.
Wow.
You understand? Like I used to say, if you look around you, there will be always one thing or the other that you can do. It's not about looking good, wearing all the Gucci's and all the YSL bag and all that. No, it goes beyond that. It's about impacting into even yourself, your people surrounding you, and your community at large. That's a success.
What about entrepreneurship? What can you say about entrepreneurship? How do you define entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship, it's a life journey to me. It's not a one-day thing. It's not achieved all of a sudden. It's a lifestyle. It's something you continue to do on a daily basis. You see, so that's what I'm talking about. So you keeping up. Keep keeping up.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That brings us to the last question on today's show. Keeping on. So, what advice will you give female entrepreneurs out there? We'll talk about the female entrepreneurs, then to the entrepreneurs generally. What advice will you give them?
Yeah, to female entrepreneurs out there, I'm gonna tell them that, lady, you're blessed. There's a talent in you. If you can discover that one that is your own, get it. And once you get it right, that's just the key for you to go. Yeah, to all entrepreneurs out there, I'm gonna say, how bad do you want it? If you want it real bad, you just go for it. Yeah, don't give excuse. Excuse is no longer available in the dictionary. Impossibility is nothing. Yes.
Okay, that brings us to the end of today's show on Treptalk. I had a swell time with Mrs. Onadipe. Ma, thank you so much, ma, for coming on the show.
Namaste.
Really I like that. You must be really familiar with Indians.
Oh well, all of them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for staying tuned on today's show, Treptalk. I had a swell time, and I hope you two were able to distill a handful of lessons from Mrs. Adeshola Helen Onadipe. So guys, thank you so much. To watch more of this, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube and our TrepAfrica. Don't forget to follow us on our Instagram page at TrepAfrica, and of course on Facebook at TrepAfrica. I remain your lovely host Modella, the imaginating young and my first post. Until I see you next time, be good, keep on keeping, and then please keep watching this video so you understand what she said, the advice. I love you guys. See you next time.
Bye. TrepAfrica. Imagine more.